What is up, combatants? Deceptibot9 here, and welcome back to another McFarlane Toys video review, another Mortal Kombat video for you guys. I hope you all enjoyed the last one, that Storm versus McFarlane video that we did. I had a lot of fun talking about both companies and the way they make Mortal Kombat figures, and I figure you guys would too. It's been out for some time now. At the time that this is going up, but at the time I'm recording it, it is not yet out. So I'm really excited to see how that's going to play out. But anyway, this is a video that I've wanted to make for some time. We are going to be taking a look at McFarlane Toys Noob Saibot and Kabal figures, because at the time of recording, they are the latest figures that we've gotten from McFarlane in terms of the Mortal Kombat line, and I'm not counting McF Spawn because that's a Spawn character in a Mortal Kombat line, not true Mortal Kombat characters. So as of yet, we have not yet seen Kotal Khan and Joker, even though I don't like that he's in the Mortal Kombat line anyway, when he has a whole DC line going, but we talked about that in the last video. And I have to, of course, give a shout out here to subscriber El Gato, who helped me get this video out faster. It's been in the works for a while, but he said he wanted to see a review for it, so here's a review for you, El Gato. I know it's going to take a while when this actually comes out, but hope this was worth the wait for you, buddy. All right, getting into it, we are going to start with Kabal first, because out of these two characters, Kabal is my least favorite of the two. Not that I don't like Kabal, I actually really like Kabal, and he's one of my secondary go-to characters in Mortal Kombat 11. You know, you kind of have like tier lists, right? Like, these are my mains, my ones that I will kind of always go to, and then there's another tier of like, if I don't want to play my mains, these are the ones that I'm going to go for because I kind of know how they work and I'm a little bit decent at actually playing them. That's where Kabal lands in my list. And Noob Saibot's in the top tier, and he's always been one of my favorite Mortal Kombat characters, so we're going to start with Kabal.
He's a low-life piece of shit scumbag.
Alright, and bringing him in, here he is. Kabal looks super, super awesome. I think that both of these figures in this wave are easily some of the best sculpt and detail characters that McFarlane has put out, specifically in the Mortal Kombat line, because these guys rule, dude. They're so good. Kabal with the face mask looks amazing, going even down into his shirt. The chest gear looks all nice, and really his burnt forearms, whenever you get to see parts of the burnt on Kabal, it looks really, really nice. I wish McFarlane would have made a variant of him where he's got the human colored skin rather than just the Revenant skin, because I really would have liked to see how this burnt skin effect translates to a realistic skin rather than just on the Revenant skin. But I mean, look at this guy. He is awesome all the way around. He's got the gas pack on the back, and he of course comes with his hook swords as his accessories, the classic hook swords. Now, in terms of accessories, we talked about in the previous video about Storm and McFarlane. What's up with McFarlane not really including a lot of accessories? At least we get the hook swords here, but one thing I wish they would have included, because they include them on every single Flash figure, was I wish they would have included some speed effect pieces. I think that would have looked really nice, especially because Kabals are purple, and that's a really unique color for a speed effect, and I think it would have been really neat to see some speed effects going on with Kabal. But I mean, I can't go wrong with Kabal. You can't go wrong with Kabal either if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, if you're a McFarlane fan. This is, of course, the regular version. As you can tell, I did not go out and get the bloody version. I'm a little picky sometimes. If I find the bloody version first, that's usually the one I grab. If I find the clean version first, that's usually the one I grab. I usually don't tend to go for both, but we're going to see a rare case in which I did go for both here in a minute with Noob Saibot. So this is the clean version. The bloody version did look all right as well, but this is Kabal. He's a great sculpt. He's a great figure overall. I really hope we can see some more variations of him come out soon, because he's really neat. I want to zoom in closer, yes, on this mask one more time, because it came out really, really well done. If I had to give one gripe about the head sculpt on Kabal, is that the hair does look a little funky. It is a little raised in an odd way, and it seems shorter than it's supposed to be, and it's combed over in an odd way, so the hair looks a little weird, but the sculpt work on it itself is really, really great. And I mean, overall, he's fantastic. There are a couple spiky, sharp parts on him that I would recommend being careful and watching out for, like on his gloves here and on his kneecaps are a little pokey. McFarlane usually doesn't make the spiky bits out of soft plastic. He tends to leave them a little harder, so just be warned. And before we move on to Noob Saibot, we're going to take a quick look at his articulation. It is typical McFarlane articulation. You're getting the ball joint going around in the head. You've got the upper ab swivel as long as the waist swivel, but that's always harder to grab and rotate and show on camera. He is slightly restricted because he has these tubes, but it's not too bad. I think the only thing he might not have is butterfly. No, he does. He does have very, very small butterfly joints. Arms go out, forward, back. They're slightly restricted by this, but they can go all the way around. They swivel at the upper bicep. He's got that double elbow that we've come to expect on, there we go, double bicep on, as we've come to expect from most McFarlane figures. Same thing with the wrist. He's got that typical McFarlane wrist. There it goes. Typical McFarlane wrist, up and down and sideways, that typical McFarlane wrist joint we've come to know and love. Down to the legs, he is a little restricted because of the skirt, but he can still go all the way out. He can go pretty good back. He goes out just fine, swivels, not really at the upper thigh, swivel at the knee, double knee joint, and the ankle as well, which is slightly restricted by his pants, but he does also have the toe. So you are able to finagle him into some pretty decent running poses overall, but even if you want to get him just standing with his hook swords crossed, he is a great look and a great addition to any Mortal Kombat collection if you like the MK11 designs. I really hope Storm tackles Kabal really, really soon, because that would be a phenomenal figure from them.
Fear me.
Okay, and we're going to move on to Noob Saibot, who is one of my favorite Mortal Kombat characters and one of my mains in Mortal Kombat 11. And this figure right here, this guy, probably my favorite Mortal Kombat figure McFarlane has made. This guy is amazing. He is so, so good. Look at all this beautiful sculpted detail work. He is so fantastic. Every piece of him is just absolutely gorgeous. Down this head sculpt with this face mask, just slightly in gold detail, is amazing. Down on the chest, all this stuff right here is just gorgeous. Moving to the arms, they're just so good. The hands look incredible. The sickle looks fantastic as well. Down here on the skirt piece, all this detail. His legs look amazing. Down even to the toes, he's got these little pointy toes. Noob Saibot looks absolutely fantastic. I cannot get over this guy at all. And as much as I want the Storm Collectibles Noob Saibot, because he'll fit in a lot more with my collection on the shelf, since it is mostly Storm, I can't help but just want to stick with McFarlane's Noob Saibot, because he looks so good and he looks so cool. I'm so happy that McFarlane chose to tackle this character, because it's probably one of my favorite Noob Saibot designs, right behind MK9 Noob Saibot, and this guy just absolutely rocks. Obviously, the biggest downside is that moving to the back is all covered by the tunic cape thing, so his legs can't really go backwards all that much, but they have a tremendous amount of forward, and you can get the knees, so you can at least get him up into an upwards pose, so he can be like slashing stuff, and you can get him into martial artsy poses, get him doing kicks and stuff. So the backwards is not really hindered that much by that skirt. Plus, I just think that skirt looks so cool. This is the clean Noob Saibot, and like I mentioned, I did also get the bloody version of this guy, because since it's Noob Saibot, I felt it only necessary to have two, so that one can act like Noob Saibot's shadow on my shelf. He felt a little blank without having a second of him to go along. So that's exactly what I did, is I got the bloody version of him as well. So this is the only McFarlane figure that I have two of the clean and the bloody, to kind of go along with each other. And I think they did the blood very well on this guy over here, especially on the sickle. Moving on to the sickle, the blood on that looks super nice. I love that it's trickled onto both of his hands, up across his shoulder. I think the blood effect on this guy turned out really nice. And both of these guys do have the same articulation as Kabal, so we're not going to go through that again. It's all in the head, the upper torso joint, swivel, waist swivel, arms, all that stuff all lives here in these guys as well. And just look at them. Look at them. They look so good. They look so good.
Noob Saibot wins. Animality.
All right, everyone, that is all I have for you guys for today for McFarlane Toys, Noob Saibot, and Kabal. It's a little bit of a quick one, but what are you going to do? Not many gripes about these guys, as you can tell. I think these are some of the best releases that McFarlane has had to offer so far. He's come a long way since the first Sub-Zero and the first Scorpion in terms of how great these figures are. Obviously, if you watched my ranking video from about a year ago, well, from earlier 2021, you'll know which figures I like a lot, how I would rank them. It's nice to be able to have these guys. Obviously, that video was made before these guys released, so they weren't on that list, but they would both be in the top 5 of that list. For sure, they're both incredible. I just wish Kabal came with a little more accessories. I'm not too bothered by a lack of hand accessories for these guys because I think what they got fits them fairly well enough. So, combatants, that's all I've got for you guys today. If you want to check out more McFarlane content, I do make it over on my TikTok. If you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and drop me a like, a subscribe, a comment, all that kinds of stuff. I appreciate you guys watching and hanging around. Thanks again to El Gato for this recommendation. That's all I got for you guys today. I'll catch you all next time.